Alrighty. Section 2-4, first day. So first thing we do is review. If 13 is greater than some number divided by 4, we want to get n by itself. We'll multiply both sides by 4. Remember, you're multiplying both sides right there by a positive number. So do not flip the inequality. 13 times 4, 12, that's 52. But when we write inequalities, we want to get the variable back on the left because it's easier to understand that way. So if 52 is greater than n, that means n is less than 52. And then we'll graph our solution because that's an easy way for somebody to understand what all numbers we're talking about. Okay, same thing here. We're going to divide both sides by 4. We're dividing by a positive. So we don't turn the inequality. We've got our variable on the left. We're good to go. There's all the numbers represented graphically that are greater than or equal to -8. Right here, we're going to add 4 to both sides. We want our variable back on the left. If -7 is less than k, k is greater than -7. Okay, divide both sides by -7. That's when we turn the inequality. So there's -5. If -5 is greater than or equal to j, then j is less than or equal to -5. Okay, alrighty. And then we're just quickly reviewing, notice these aren't inequalities, but what we're doing today is we're going to take the basics on inequalities that we've already learned and turn them into multi-step inequalities. But it's basically just like working multi-step equations. So like right here, if you've got one side of an equation that has some terms that can be condensed or combined and made simpler, we always do that first. So 13v's minus 9v's leaves us 4v's. And then I'm going to add 15 to both sides. So 12, carry the 1. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Get an answer. And if you want to check your solution, if you plug it back in, that should be true. 13 times 23. 10 23s is 230. 3 more. 69. It's 299. 27, carry the 2. 207. 2, 9 minus 15. 12 minus 15. We're right. Okay. Over here, same thing. Over here on the left, 8c's plus 3c's is 11c's. And then I'm going to subtract that 7 from both sides. Oops. Didn't much look like a 7. I'm going to divide both sides by 11. There's -2. This one, a couple ways you could do it. You could distribute the 3, which usually in Algebra 1, that's what everybody does first. And then we could add 18 to both sides and get 48. Divide both sides by 3. And there's our 16. You could also, right up here, divide both sides by 3 before you ever started. Because that just makes that go away. And then just add 6 to both sides. Same answer. This one, remember you gotta distribute before you add or subtract, because distributing is multiplying. -4 times 2n is -8n. -4 times -2 is +8. So 8 and 8, 16. So if we subtract that 16 from both sides, and then divide both sides by -8, we'll get that -1. Okay, so now let's put those two concepts together. Just the idea that you know how to solve multi-step equations and you know how to solve simple inequalities. If you can do both those things, then there's zero reason why you can't do that. So right there's the term that has the y in it. So the first thing I want to do is subtract 7 from both sides, which will leave me 2. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by 6, which is a positive 6. I do not turn this. Y is less than 12. All right, now on the test, when it was an equation, I had a bunch of you try to do this. And it's not that you can't multiply both sides by 6, but when you multiply both sides by 6, you have to do exactly that. You have to multiply both sides by 6. So you would have had to say that's y plus 42 is less than, what, 54? And nobody was distributing that. So it's like you can't multiply half of the left side by 6, and you have to do the whole side by 6. This one, we could just add 4 to both sides, and then divide both sides by 2. Oh, did it say we're supposed to graph? No, it just said solve. It didn't say graph. Okay, this one. And then we could just add 1 to both sides. Divide both sides by positive 4. We're good. All right, this one, if we subtract our 8 from both sides, this can be -36. Now, when I divide both sides by -9, I'm going to turn that inequality because I'm dividing both sides by a negative. Okay. All right, right here, again, this is the term that has the n in it. So first, let's just subtract 11 from both sides. Then we'll multiply both sides by -2, which turns my inequality. This one, if I were y'all, there's the term that has the variable in it, right? It's negative over here on the right. So let's move it to the left, make it positive, which will make the 6 come over there. So then I'll have v over 3 greater than or equal to -1. If I multiply both sides by positive 3, don't turn it. Okay. So today we're just going to hopefully have a lot of time in class to work, make sure that we have this down, and get good at it.